Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Mahajan. We'll start with the top story. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone for multiple development projects worth over 6,600 crore rupees in Bihar Jamui district on the occasion of Janjatiya Gaurav Divas that marks the birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. PM Modi launched the 150th birth anniversary year celebrations of Dharti Aba Bhagwan Birsa Munda. He was felicitated with an idol of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. PM also unveiled a commemorative coin and postal stamp in honor of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Addressing the gathering, PM spoke of the permanent houses being made for tribals and how this will help in the empowerment of the tribal community. PM Modi paid floral tributes to the statue of Bhagwan Birsa Munda and also inaugurated an exhibition based on his life. Upon his arrival, Prime Minister was welcomed by locals in a traditional way. He also tried his hands on a traditional dhol. India's President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and other eminent dignitaries on Friday paid floral tributes to Bhagwan Birsa Munda's statue on his birth anniversary at the Parliament in New Delhi. India's Home Minister Amit Shah unveiled Bhagwan Birsa Munda's statue in the national capital, New Delhi, and hailed his courage to stand against religious conversion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his warm greetings on the occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanti, marking the birth anniversary of the first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who laid the foundation of Sikhism. PM Modi wrote a letter to a differently abled girl who presented a painting at one of his road shows in Gujarat. The letter is a personal acknowledgement of the girl's talent and artwork. The 6th edition of India's premier mega geoscience conference, Geo India 2024, is being held in Greater Noida. The 3-day conference takes a broader look at the role of geoscience towards adapting the changing global energy ecosystem. India's Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri addressed the inaugural session of the conference. The minister said that India is on track to emerge as the hub for green hydrogen. The 3rd edition of the India-Australia Joint Military Exercise Austra Hind is being held in Pune from 8th to 21st November. The program aims to enhance cooperation between the two nations. A successful seaplane trail was conducted at Pandu Port in India's northeastern state Assam. This project aims to connect remote destinations and boost tourism in the region. The 43rd India International Trade Fair is underway at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The theme of this year's fair is Viksit Bharat in 2047. A trilateral power sharing agreement between India, Nepal and Bangladesh came into effect on Friday, marking the start of electricity supply from Nepal to Bangladesh via an Indian grid. Spokesperson of Ministry of External Affairs Sundhi Jaiswal said India will renew a request made to Canada in 2023 for the extradition of Khalistani radical and designated terrorist Arsh Singh Gill alias Arsh Dalla. Delivering India's statement at the 4th Committee of the UN General Assembly, Councillor Eldos Matthew Punus appreciated the steps taken by United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. In a joint operation carried out by Indian Navy, Narcotics Control Bureau and Gujarat Anti-Terrorism Squad, 700 kg methamphetamine was seized from international drug cartel in Gujarat on Friday. India's western state of Gujarat will host the Asian Weightlifting Championship in 2026, making it a hub for international sports events. The European Commission fined Meta Platforms $840.24 million over abusive practices benefiting Facebook Marketplace. While Meta said it will appeal that decision, but in the meantime it will comply and will work quickly and constructively to launch a solution which addresses the points raised. Wall Street's main indexes closed lower on Thursday after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell dampened investor hopes for another interest rate cut this year. The S&P 500 lost 0.60%, while the Nasdaq Composite lost 0.64%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.47%. Asian stocks were mostly higher on Friday, aided by signs of stabilization in China's economy and a retreat in the dollar. Shares in Hong Kong and Australia advanced following data that showed China recorded the highest retail sales growth in 8 months. In a notable show of economic resilience, Japan's economy grew an annualized 0.9% in the July-September quarter. The slower growth highlights the frailty of Japan's economy, just as there is a growing risk of slowdown in the US and further weakness in China, which could weigh on exports. Britain's Labour government on Thursday announced reforms to its financial sector in a bid to grow the economy, including a plan to allow greater risk-taking. UK Finance Minister Rachel Reeves announced plans to modernise the Financial Ombudsman Service, which deals with complaints between consumers and firms. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, in an official visit to United Arab Emirates on Thursday, met his counterpart Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar also received blessings at the Babs Hindu Temple in Abu Dhabi, calling it a representation of tolerance, culture and coexistence. External Affairs Minister also visited Bharat Mart site in Dubai that aims to enhance India-UAE trade. Sri Lanka's ruling National People's Power has secured a landslide victory by gaining a two-thirds majority in the parliament. US President-elect Donald Trump selects Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for Health Secretary, Todd Blanche to be the Deputy Attorney General, and Jay Clayton to serve as Manhattan's top federal prosecutor. Speaking at a gala in Florida, Donald Trump on Thursday praised Argentine President Javier Milei for the job he has done in his home country. The New York Times reported on Thursday that Elon Musk met Iran's ambassador to the United Nations in a bid to diffuse tensions between Tehran and Washington. US President Joe Biden arrived in Peru on Friday for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, where he will meet Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. International Atomic Energy Agency Chief Rafael Grossi met Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian to clear up alleged ambiguities about Tehran's nuclear work. Israel carried out strikes for a fourth consecutive day on Beirut's southern suburbs. On Friday, Israel is targeting Beirut's Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs. Targeting Hezbollah sites, Israeli army continued its offensive in Syria with strikes residential buildings in Damascus. Russian airstrike killed 1 person and injured 8 and also damaged a residential building and energy installations on Thursday near Ukraine's Black Sea port of Odessa. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un ordered mass production of suicide drones on Friday. Such weapons are widely used in the conflict in Ukraine as well as in the Middle East. Senior Iranian official Ali Larijani engaged in discussions with Lebanese Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri to explore ceasefire possibilities in Lebanon. A Brazilian Supreme Court justice said the explosion outside the court in capital Brasilia was the consequence of frequent far-right attacks and hate speech targeting the country's institutions. Thousands joined a march towards New Zealand's national capital on Friday after a contentious bill that would reinterpret the country's 184-year-old founding document passed its first hurdle in the parliament. A fire erupted on Friday in a Spanish retirement home, has killed at least 10 people and injured 2. Authorities have opened an investigation into the cause of the fire. South African authorities have shut illegal township shops in Soweto after an uproar led to deaths of 5 children in early October, allegedly from eating poisoned food from such shops. At the ongoing COP29 summit in Azerbaijan's Baku, India highlighted that the impacts of climate change are increasingly becoming evident in form of one disaster to another. In an open letter, a group of former world leaders and climate experts are calling for major reforms to the UN COP climate talks, saying the process is too slow to address the climate crisis. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Some more stories. India's capital Delhi's air quality remains in severe category on Friday after continued heavy smog on third consecutive day. Commission for Air Quality Management has invoked Stage 3 of the Graded Response Action Plan in Delhi NCR from Friday, in addition to all actions under Stage 1 and 2 to prevent further deterioration of air quality. In Pakistan's Punjab, the government has declared a health emergency due to toxic smog on Friday, banning construction, shutting schools for another week and moving universities online with a 3-day lockdown. Typhoon Usagi left a trail of destruction in Philippines' northern towns on Friday. Usagi intensified into a super typhoon as it made landfall in the Cagayan province on Thursday. Philippines police forces conducted rescue operation to evacuate stranded citizens, including children and adults, guided them away from the flooding. Spain's southern Malaga province was hit by powerful storms, while eastern Valencia already battered deadly flash floods 2 weeks ago. Spanish police released footage showing flooded fields and streets in the city of Malaga after torrential rain hit the region. Mexico's Topos Azteca rescue team have joined search efforts in Valencia following floods that killed more than 200 people in eastern Spain. Flight operations from Bali resumed on Friday following multiple cancellations due to eruptions from a volcano in eastern Indonesia. Mount Lewatobi Laki-Laki first erupted on November 3rd and has killed at least 9 people. Hong Kong's markets opened for trading after Typhoon Toraji hit the region. Around 10 flights were cancelled amid the T8 alert, and people are advised to stay inside. Nepal government is launching a free vaccination campaign to protect adults and girls from cervical cancer. The vaccination drive will be on for 15 days starting February 5th next year. Moscow's award-winning Gulag History Museum announced its surprise closure on Thursday. Established in 2001, it brings a collection of official state documents with family photographs of Gulag victims. A hyper-realistic replica of a beach sperm whale lies on the embankment in Baku. It is the work of a Belgian-based art collective known as Captain Boomer. A portrait of the French poet Arthur Rimbaud, drawn by fellow poet Paul Verlaine, will be up for auction in Paris on December 2nd. The drawing is estimated to be sold for 1 lakh to 2 lakh euros. The drawing is one of the 17th century poet's best known images, having been chosen by Verlaine as the front cover of Rimbaud's complete poems. The Uzbekistan embassy organized a national stand of Uzbekistan festival at the Akasaka Saka Square in Tokyo. The fest showcased a demonstration of national handicrafts and textile products that embody the national traditions and values of the Uzbek people. A delegation of more than 70 film scholars and actors arrived in Ashgabat to take part in the opening of the Gorkut Ata International Film Festival. The event brought together participants from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Bashkortostan, Tuva, the Shuvash Republic, Moldova, Turkey, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. A host of futuristic robotic worlds caught visitors' eye at the ongoing 15th China International Aviation and Aerospace Exhibition in Zhuhai. The pack consists of 4 different robotic worlds which can undertake versatile tasks. Giant panda cubs born this year were caught joyfully interacting with their keepers at Chengdu Research Base in China's Sichuan province. And the base experienced a panda baby boom this year, so most of the newborn cubs are only a few months old. The Korea Heritage Agency announced a special show on December 3rd titled First Korean Opera, Legendary Women, as women classical Korean opera is gaining popularity. A Swiss mountain restaurant with panoramic views of the Alps has been rebuilt and reopened to the public after it burned down 2 years ago. The Botta restaurant is built on a rocky ledge 3,000 meters above sea level and has sweeping views over the San Fleuron Glacier and famous peaks. The restaurant can be accessed via an adjacent cable car. A modern-day adventurer, Omar Nock, became a social media celebrity as he documented his circuitous 46,239-kilometer route across a dozen countries without boarding a plane. On his trek, Nock hitchhiked to Islam's holy city of Mecca and crossed parts of Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan riding horses and camels. William Monsell and Ashley Paulson set new record times for the marathon in Antarctica on the first leg of the Great World Race. The runner's next race is in South Africa's Cape Town. Celebrities such as Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Connelly and Ana de Armas attended the opening of Louis Vuitton's temporary Fifth Avenue flagship in New York City. The store, which is now the largest Louis Vuitton space in the United States, features La Café Louis Vuitton and La Chocolate Maxime Frederic. The 25th Latin Grammy Awards celebrated a major milestone, spotlighting the global rise of Latin music. Top artists like Marc Anthony and Carlos Vives walked the red carpet. The award stood as a tribute to genre's enduring appeal and cultural significance, marking Latin music's transformation. The evening kicked off with Carlos Vives energizing the audience with the opening number prior to him receiving the Person of the Year award. The ceremony also honored Carlos Vives as the Person of the Year. Luis Fonsi, known for Despacito, was awarded Best Pop Vocal Album. Juan Luis Guerra was a big winner of the night, taking home both Album of the Year for Radio Guerra and Record of the Year. Other winners include Karen Leon for the Best Contemporary Mexican Music Album and Kenny Garcia, who won Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. Director Edward Berger said his latest drama Conclave is set in the Vatican, but it is about people striving for power and could take place anywhere. Ram Reddy's The Fable, featuring Manoj Bajpayee, bagged the Best Film Award at the 38th Leeds International Film Festival in UK. It is a story of a family living on a serene orchard estate whose lives are disrupted by mysterious events. India will look to seal series against South Africa in the 4th T20I at Johannesburg. India lead the 4-match series 2-1 after victory in third match against South Africa. India opener KL Rahul was hit on the elbow by fast bowling teammate Prasidh Krishna in an intra-squad match in Perth. Haryana pacer Anshul Kamboj has become the third bowler in the history of Ranji Trophy to take all 10 wickets in an innings. New Zealand batsman Kane Williamson has been included in the Test squad for series against England. Police have arrested 40 people after a tense football match between France and Israel in the Nations League near Paris. France has qualified for the quarterfinals of the Nations League despite a goalless draw against Israel. Paraguay earned 2-1 win over Argentina in the South American World Cup qualifiers. Los Angeles Olympic officials are in contact with the incoming Trump administration to seek support for the 2028 Games. Taylor Fritz has moved closer to the semis of the ATP finals after beating Alex de Minaur in their last group game. Alright, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.